This is Ryan at the Headwaters Science Center, and we are just out here looking out over the Mississippi River in Grand Rapids. We're getting ready to do a little bit of water sampling here. I'm here with Jake. And Jake's just prepping the bags that we're going to be using for sampling.
We're up at our new point on our map.
Yeah, so he's doing a little GIS stuff, dropping a point on a map there so we know exactly where we were sampling at. He's got his bags ready, and you have, what is it, 3 bags there?
Yep, we are going to be doing 3 at each location we hit up, just to get better data in case of outliers.
Yeah, repetition generally is going to be better than not having repetition when it comes to this type of stuff. The more samples you can get, the better. So we're taking 3 of them at every site we're going to be at today. And we're going to do, what, 8 or 9 sites, something like that?
Yep. I guess 9 now with that new one. So we're
yeah.
So simple for these little whirl bags we have. They come pre-sealed like this to keep them nice and clean. To start off, you just rip the top off. And don't want to just want to put the trash somewhere so we don't leave it around. Don't want to leave a mess. And then I got these 2 little white things to grab on so you don't actually get it dirty. So just grab on each side. You can pull her open. You don't want to touch the inside of the bag because you don't want to get any of your germs or anything on it. And then simply just scoop some water. I want it to be, a little wasteful. That might be just a little bit too much, so we'll drop a little bit out. And then to get the name of the whirl bag, you just whirl it up a couple times. Twist it like a bread tie.
Yeah, the top of it's basically just a twisty tie, right?
Yep. And then
there you go.
Nice and good.
And what are we going to be testing for with all these samples?
What we're going to be testing nitrates, phosphates, E. coli, and turbidity are the main things we're looking at right now. Alright, so all bacteria, or all coliform bacteria, but E. coli is the main one we're interested in, because that's a good indicator of other issues. Mainly sewage or agricultural runoff are common with E. coli.
Cool. Well, I think we'll take a break there, and maybe we'll come back with some of our other sites that we're sampling at. They're just submerging it in the water there. Bring it back in.
And even though we got way more water than we actually need, we will only fill up 1 sample from each jar. So we want to get different water since we're on moving water. We don't want to get the same grab, so we want to see what we get in each grab because it's going to be different water each time since it's running water.
Makes sense. That's the other thing of note is we're under a bridge right now. And do we expect that being under a bridge is going to affect what we see here, you think?
Not likely unless we do have some birds living up under this bridge, so there's a chance that they may be releasing some extra nutrients, but besides that, we don't expect too much difference. So unless the birds are affecting the actual nutrient levels.
Cool. This is Ryan at the Headwaters Science Center, and we're here at the Prairie River, again doing some sampling. It's basically what we're going to be doing all day today. I'm here with Jake. You can see Jake's got a little bit of a different tool here than he had last time for doing his sampling. This spot's a little bit harder to get to, so he's got this pole here that we're going to be using for sampling.
Yeah, so it's essentially an extendable pole. It gets out to just about full length, but it's just got a cup on the end, which is mainly designed to grab from bridges, but pretty much anywhere it's treacherous or muddy or hard to get to the water, it's good just to keep yourself dry and clean. So like Ryan said, we're on the Prairie River, and we're just about a mile up, not quite a mile up from the Mississippi. And so we're just grabbing this water to see if there's anything that the Prairie River could be adding into the Mississippi just downstream.
So if we test the water here and it's quite different than the water we got when we were testing on the actual Mississippi, we could then infer that that's something that the Prairie River is adding or is not adding as much of as some other tributary further up. This is Ryan again at the Headwaters Science Center, and we're just doing a little more sampling here on the Mississippi River. And this site's a little bit different. You can see we got the bridge here. We are actually kind of right in the middle of Grand Rapids here. And so Jake is working on one of the samples there. Do we think we'll see anything a little bit different with this site based on how much more urban it is than the other ones we've been at?
Yeah, so one of the things we're especially doing a pretty little bit of rain this morning, so there's a good chance that there's some runoff coming from the city, so it could be coming from cars, lawns, and whatnot in the area. It could be rushing right into here, so it's actually a pretty good day to actually sample here because the rain will probably make it a bit more interesting with the data we've got coming through. So we're just going to see what's coming from the city itself and getting entered into the river. So we're also going to be taking a couple of samples upstream a little bit of the town. So we can compare it to those ones and see the difference and see if we actually have a noticeable difference that Grand Rapids has an impact on the river.
Hi there, Ryan at the Headwaters Science Center again. We're just continuing our day sampling along the Mississippi River here. We've got a particularly interesting site here because it is in Cohasset and it happens to be right by the power plant here. So we're kind of expecting that we're going to find some interesting findings in our sample that we get here. So we're at our next site here, and we are just upstream of Grand Rapids and Cohasset. So the last site we were at was right by the power plant. And so this one is, like I said, just upstream of the power plant. So it'd be interesting maybe to see what kind of difference we see before the power plant versus after the power plant in the river.
And then what differences we also see before we actually get to town, so upstream of Grand Rapids. So we can use this to compare and see what pollutions or what might be coming from Grand Rapids.